Cloud at Customer, quite popular now. It's probably the Oracle's go-to vehicle. It's for anyone who don't know, Cloud at Customer is when you rent a server from Oracle. An Oracle is managing that from a system administrator. They're patching it and so on. You put that in your data center. You rent it. You buy cloud services from Oracle. It's essentially Oracle Public Cloud, but putting it in your data center, and you pay as you go. And what Oracle says is that there's no compliance issues. That's what they're selling it on. Yeah, there's no compliance issues, but it's very high risk of overconsumption, because they are making when they're designing this Cloud at Customer, they're saying this is how much cloud you need, dear customer. They are telling you that. And what we can see is that the business case is that Oracle is just giving a best case business case. If you're suddenly your workloads need more Oracle, suddenly the business case is blown, and you're going to pay much more than what you initially thought. Reduce your cost. We don't see the cost being reduced at all. There might be some very unique cases where they are, but essentially you have to pay the maintenance contract and the Cloud at Customer. And usually if you see any savings, it might be in 4 or 5 years. And that's only conditioned on the Oracle business case holding. And essentially what Oracle is doing is that they are looking at how much are your Oracle workloads currently. They're asking you for how many processes you're using on premise. And then they're saying, okay, but this is how much you would be using in Oracle Cloud. But what if in 2 years you are actually going to be having more workloads? And you would be fine if you had the licenses, but you're going to have to pay more in the Oracle Cloud. So suddenly your business case doesn't hold up. And the Oracle says pay for what you consume, but you also have to pay for what you do not consume. So it's a case where you're committing to Oracle for 4 to 5 years, but if you do not use the Oracle Cloud at Customer in the same, let's say that you can't migrate all workloads, suddenly you still have to pay for the Cloud at Customer. So 4 recommendations for considering Cloud at Customer. Review your licensing. Just make sure that you're compliant before you move. I think the most important thing is that Oracle's business case are not really holding up to water. I've seen 5 or 6 different ones, and they're all very weak, and they're very rosy. And I think Oracle need to rethink their approach before they're going to succeed with Cloud at Customer. Review the Cloud at Customer, because you will be locked into pricing and contract terms for many years. Once you started on this road or cloud services, what we noticed, and the same, I think my friends from the Microsoft side are going to say the same. The vendor is not really willing to give you discounts or negotiate anything when it's a renewal time. So it's essentially the first time you have it to renew. Make sure that you have a cost management function to make sure that you're actually consuming the right services and that you're not over consuming or going to have too much workloads, because then you will have a large true up.